Hi there, Kirk McDowell with contributionselling.com. Today's question I'm here to answer is how to start a consulting business. How to start a consulting business. Great question. So I actually am the director of a program called the Visionary Program. We train people to start consulting businesses, right? And we have a very specific methodology. So I'll just break it down in general terms. And if you'd like more information, just let me know. We'll figure it out. Probably do a quick little call or something. So we have a methodology called Nesta Message, right? The Nesta Message Master Plan. And the basic movement is that, look, we've all been through some darkness in our life, right? So you can just kind of settle in for a second and just remember, massive darknesses you've been through in your life. One of mine was, I grew up stuttering badly. It was like a big part of my childhood, right? Very, very upsetting for me, right? And so public speaking was something that was really not on the menu for me. I had a hard time ordering dinner at a restaurant with my wife, for example, right? Because it was public and, it would stutter and lock up and I'd be embarrassed and it would be mortifying for me and blah, 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 right? So the idea of public speaking really wasn't on the menu, right? And then I started a career in selling, right? I have a history of doing the most difficult things possible. Anyway, so I started a career in selling, and of course I started with the copier business in the 80s in New Orleans during a recession and all that, the beginning of the 80s. And then it was painful. It was painful. Like prospecting, copier business in the 80s was a lot of going to the top of a high-rise building and cold calling on all the companies all the way down, trying to set up quick little demonstrations of our equipment like the next day or the next couple of days and stuff, right? So it was a lot of that kind of work. But great training, by the way. Oh my gosh, great training. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so it's just so many painful experiences of trying to speak to someone, locking up and having it be just super awkward for everybody, being on the phones with people, locking up, being super awkward for everybody, including myself. And I finally muscled through it, right? And I have some recipes. I can actually assist somebody in getting through that, right? I developed some very specific techniques. I did some research. I practiced. Main thing is I just would not give up. I was really determined to be able to communicate in the world, right? And so that would be an example. So now I'm someone who speaks publicly at a very high level. I lead a leadership program. I lead a 3-day transformational weekend that's actually coming up April 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Austin, but we do it about every 6 weeks or so. Among the most elevated public speaking engagements one could have, right? Causing transformation in a room full of hundreds of people. Everybody gets it every time. Distinction-based, love-based conversations where people are seeing things for the first time, free of their patterns, free of their histories, oh my gosh, creating a blank slate in which anything can be created in all the important areas of their life, et cetera, et cetera. So the point of all that is, it's not just a quick little presentation I'm doing. This is pretty much one of the most challenging types of things one could lead, requiring the most training and the most presence and most preparation. And I co-lead it with someone else. But the point of all that is I now train people in public speaking, right? And I'm very powerful at that. And there's really there's no lie that I'm going to buy in training public speakers, right? I have had about as rough a ride as anybody could have, getting from, can't answer the phone to leading a world-class event, right? Effectively and well and, joyously and like that, right? So if I were to, and I do train people in public speaking, right? In this thing I lead called the Visionary Program, but I'm, if not uniquely qualified, I'm highly qualified by virtue of I have my message about the power and joy of public speaking that derived from my darkness, my mess to message, right? So in regard to public speaking and people having challenges with public speaking, I am a very strong voice for you can and you will, and this is it. Tonight's the night, and here we go. Let's do this, right? Because I've been through it. It's not an intellectual understanding that I have. It's a visceral. I have been to the show, and I got a closet full of t-shirts. There's that about me when I'm working with people with regard to public speaking, especially like, stuttering or whatever your challenge is, right? So that's an example of mess to message. So where we're started from is how to start a consulting business. So what I would say about starting a consulting business is you have to look from your own life. You have to look from your own mess, right? Do not, in my very humble opinion, pick something that you think is going to make a lot of money or you think is easy or whatever if you have no experience or passion for it, right? It's just not a good idea. I've done it a bunch of times. I've witnessed it a bunch of times, and it does not work, at least not for long, and it doesn't work in the fulfillment component. Success without fulfillment is failure. Success without fulfillment is failure. Success without fulfillment is failure. I can't tell you how many people in my coaching business I hear say something like this. I did everything right. I made lots of money. I built an empire. I did everything I was supposed to do. I followed the rules, blah, blah, blah. And is this it? Is this all there is? Listen, having an incomplete life, not being someone who can be responsible for your happiness and wealth and health and relationships and spiritual connection, and having a lot of money is not success, right? Those things are success: health, wealth, happiness, relationships, spiritual connection, plus money is awesome, right? But the first things first, right? If you're not happy, you're not successful. If you're not fulfilled, you're not successful. So if you're going to start a consulting business, you want to start from your life, from your mess, from the darkness that you've gone through. It's possible that you went through that darkness for a reason. Maybe you went through that darkness so no one else has to. So if you don't want to have all that pain be in vain, turn your mess into a message and go be the change you wish to see in the world. Go be the person you needed when you were going through that dark tunnel, right? You actually know what that person needs. You know why? Because you got through it. I know what someone needs to be a world-class public speaker in the face of circumstances, because I have been through this. I know this is something I know. I know something about this, right? And it's my joy to assist people in guiding people and having the experience of being a world-class public speaker, right? In this case, I'm also a sales trainer, right? And it's my joy and privilege and my passion to create a different paradigm around selling that's actually joyful and heart-centered and connected and contributory and love-based and actually highly effective. And everything else. You don't have to lie, cheat, and steal to be successful in business. You may not know that from watching TV and the books that are out there, but you don't. And listen, people are sophisticated. People have been lied to and cheated and stealed on, all their lives. They're reading the same books you're reading, right? So if you want to be a business consultant, right? Look from your life, look from the darkness that you've gone through. It's that thing that's shameful, embarrassing, really hot, really emotional. Oh my gosh, I'd like to talk about it. That's the thing. Because all that pain and angst is out in the world. You're not the only one that dealt with that, right? And so you have a recipe, you have a solution, you have a plan, you have a blueprint for how to get through that darkness. How do I know that? Because you got through it. Maybe you were pulled through the darkness by grace. Maybe you were being guided the whole time so you could be here today to be the answer. To be the answer. Be the answer to who? To you back in the day, right? What I mean is the current you is the answer to the past you. And by the way, the world is full of the past you. I hope this isn't getting too convoluted, right? There's people out there who are who you used to be that are dying for what you have. How do I know that? Because you got through the darkness and you're here. And it's no coincidence that you're right here. It's no coincidence that you're talking to me, because this is my thing, right? So, want to be a business consultant? Look in your life. Look at the darkness, the scary part, the shameful part, the part you don't like talking about. the part that you got through as though you were guided by grace. Maybe you went through that darkness so no one else had to. Maybe you're the answer. Maybe you're the solution. That's how I recommend being a business consultant, right? You want to get connected to something you are unmovable about. You know, I've been a business consultant for a while, and I've been a sales trainer for a while. And when I talk to business consultants about sales training, you can't mess with me. I know what's going on. You can't sell me a lie. That makes me really powerful, right? With regard to assisting people in getting to where they want to go in the world of selling or consulting, right? So if you want to be a business consultant, look from your life. Find the thing that you connect with, that you're passionate about. There's some reason that you're here, and it's connected to your past and your darkness and what you got through and what you've learned getting through that darkness. And you're now literally the answer for people who are waiting to hear from you. Okay, awesome. So I'd love to talk to you, contributionselling.com. I've got a really awesome training video. It's less than 10 minutes. There are 2 breakthroughs available in selling, 2 breakthroughs available in that training video. And then there's an invitation to get on a call with me for 30 minutes, which I highly recommend. That'll be really valuable. I hope this has been worth your time, and good luck in your business consulting career. And I'd love to talk to you. Take care. Bye-bye.